grant from Amateur Radio Digital Communications is helping a club effort led by an Indiana father and son to develop an emergency response network of clubs that focuses on flexibility. Our own Paul Brown, WD9 GCO, who's president of one of those clubs, explains.
We recently reported that the ARDC was accepting grant applications again. This time, we're going to share a success story with the recent recipient of one of those grants. Chris Latimer, N9MMR, and his 13-year-old son Tavis, KD9NSC, have been building a new club tied to the fire department in their town and building an emergency communications network tied to another established regional club that meets at a first responder training facility. I spoke to Latimer about the project.
Essentially, we'll have 2 locations, each outfitted with radios for HF, VHF, UHF capabilities. Each location can be turned into an emergency operations center, and then we have all the people through both of the clubs and facilities that are trained to use those radios.
Latimer's plan is to enlist new hams from public service facilities and coordinate between them and the clubs.
The Northwest Indiana Amateur Radio Partnership is a conjunction of the Ogden Dunes Amateur Radio Club and the Porter County Amateur Radio Club coming together to support emergency communication, facilitate public safety communications, and promote the advancement of education and wireless technology through amateur radio.
The partnership plan has real benefits for all involved, and a small network like this brings in enhanced flexibility that isn't just an asset to the hams involved, but a vital resource for the community. For Amateur Radio Newsline and the Porter County Amateur Radio Club, I'm Paul Brown, WD9 GCO.
The Islands on the Air Awards program has published its honor roll of chasers. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us about that list.
745 call signs from around the world are listed on the newly released honor roll of the Islands on the Air Award program, now in its 60th year. This annual list is published to recognize top chasers whose verified scores meet or exceed 50% of the total of numbered IOTA groups. Those totals do not include provisional numbers. The top radio operator listed in the honor roll for 2024 is 9A2AA in Croatia with a score of 1,133. The second and third spots, respectively, are held by 2 stations in Italy, I2YDX with 1,132 and I1JQJ with 1,131. Islands on the Air is administered in partnership with the Radio Society of Great Britain. There are an estimated 1,200 designated IOTA ocean island groups within the awards program. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, the listing for Stefan DL7AOS operating holiday style as 5P5K from Romo Island, Denmark, IOTA number EU125, between the 23rd of March and the 6th of April. Stefan may also participate in the CQ Worldwide WPX SSB contest. He'll operate SSB and digital modes on 80 through 6 meters. CQRZ.com for QSL details. Listen for Chris, VK2YUS, who's using the call sign YJ0CA from Port Vila, IOTA number OC035, Vanuatu, until the 21st of March. He's operating on SSB on 40 through 10 meters, mainly between 2100 UTC and 1000 UTC. QSL direct to his home call. We end this week's report with a visit to the library, in this case a branch library in Madison County, Mississippi, where the community is able to check out books, CDs, and movies. This time they were checking out amateur radio. Randy Sly, W4XJ, takes us there.
The hams who belong to the Jackson Amateur Radio Club are a veritable living library of information about getting on the air. So what better place to share their knowledge with the community than at the local library itself? On Saturday morning, March 2nd, it was story time, and the members including Clay, AC5Z, Mike, K5XU, Rick, N5ZNL, and Frank, K4FMH, shared their personal narratives as CW ops, builders, satellite chasers, and experimenters. There were no cloak and dagger mystery stories here. This session, the first in a series, was designed to demystify what amateur radio is all about. The quarterly program is called Get Smart for Saturday morning amateur radio time. The ham's involvement with the library doesn't end with these quarterly sessions for the community. The club is also hoping to help at least one library staffer at each branch to get a license and perhaps set up a ham station as well on the premises. Frank wrote in a March 5 post on his blog, quote, "It underscores the interest by libraries to catalyze their STEM programming efforts," end quote. The next Get Smart session is expected to include an activation from the garden area behind the library. What better way to cultivate a hobby for newcomers? This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
Don't forget the Amateur Radio Haiku Challenge. If you're not too busy tuning your antennas or chasing the latest DXpedition, pick up a pencil and share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, we can't accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT CQ Magazine, David Bayer, K7DB, DX World, European Space Agency, FCC, Frank Howell, K4FMH, 425DX News, Funk Telegram, Islands on the Air, North Carolina Amateur Radio Repeaters Group, QRZ.com, Radio World, SatNews.com, ShortwaveRadio.de, Space News, WRAL-TV, Yasmy Foundation, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website, arnewsline.org, and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners, if you like our newscast, leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, NATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73. As always, thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
W8WKY, timeout.
This is KD8SLG, Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club Net will start in about 9 minutes. NetLogger is up and running if anybody wants to watch the sausage being made or strike up a conversation in the almost instant message window. This is KD8SLG standing by for the net.
K8SLG, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Good evening, Nick. I'll stay on as long as I can.
WV3K, KD8SLG. All right there, Phil. We're going to start up here in about 8 minutes. So I'll be there, and you are invited. KD8SLG.
the weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes.
W8WKY.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's my girl. QST, QST, QST. Calling all amateurs to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net. Right here on the W8WKY repeater. 147 Mark 390. Positive offset and a PL tone of 114.8. We meet here every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Immediately preceded by Newsline there. We have a few laughs. We check in with each other. We make a few jokes. And we play trivia. Tonight, we've got a trivia question from Eric. Should be very exciting. This is a controlled net. We ask that all traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator this evening is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG. My personal is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo, just Nick. And for the duration of tonight's net, I'll be using the call sign W8WKY. We'll take a couple rounds of in and out check-ins to start the night, and then we'll take a couple of rounds of who's sticking around to play trivia, and then we'll get the party started. Before we dig into it, I've got a few announcements for tonight. Thursday night, this Thursday night, March 21st, from 7 to 9, we'll be meeting at the Wadsworth Eagles Hall for the Sarah Club meeting. All are welcome. A number of us meet up at Casa Nuestra down the street before the club's meeting starts at 5 o'clock for dinner. All are welcome there as well. That's Casa Nuestra in Rittman. Next exam session is April 6th from 10 to 2 at Sharon Center, hosted by our very own Stephen Kinford. I'm sure he'll be there. Are there any other announcements for the club tonight? I'm thinking maybe Gary would like to make an announcement about the Zeke's estate sale. Gary, would you like to do that? Or not. All right, any other announcements for the club tonight? Here's your chance. This is Katie at SLG.
Hi, good evening, Sarah and friends. Good to be here. Nick, you're sounding great already, and that's encouraging. A couple quick things. Club elections are this Thursday. We don't want to forget about that. As a matter of fact, I have an email ready that I just have to put the final touches on, and that is the agenda for Thursday night. We have a really good presentation coming up Thursday night. Since fox hunting has been on everybody's mind and is rapidly becoming a season for hunting the fox, we're going to have a really very, very good presentation on a bit of the basics of fox hunting and the types of equipment and the types of and the ways you can go about doing that from a very successful fox hunter. So there's that. Let me grab a second. Club elections, I just want to make sure everybody remembers that this month is club elections, and we will entertain any, well, if you would like to become a candidate, you need to be nominated, and if you're going to nominate someone, you definitely need to talk to them first, okay? I don't want someone to be nominated and then say, well, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, so that being said, if there are any nominations, they are certainly welcome and encouraged, as a matter of fact. But please talk to the person first before you do that. Just be aware, club elections, and think about that. And as Nick has talked about, we have gone to Zeke's house. We have taken a look at some of his equipment. We're not quite all the way done, but the major pieces of equipment have been pulled out. We will have a list of that at the meeting on Thursday. I will tell you this, the club will have first right of purchase, so I just think that's appropriate. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. Zeke's wife is doing well, but she's very anxious to get this whole estate thing settled. So we are helping her out, just so everybody knows. Anyway, that's all I have, Nick. Much too verbose tonight. So anyway, back to net. This is Alpha Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra. Looking forward to Thursday night.
AA8CS, many thanks from W8WKY there, Gary. I appreciate it. All right, before we kick this thing off, is there any emergency or priority traffic out there waiting to get in here? This is your chance. Please call now, emergency or priority traffic. Nothing heard. Very good. All right. I explained it. We're going to do 2 rounds of in and out check-ins, and we'll do a couple of rounds of regular check-ins. Then we'll get this party started for real. In and out check-ins only, please. This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Victor Mike Whiskey Jim in Barberton.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Golf KF8G Brian in Norton. In and out. November 8 Whiskey Sugar Bill into London. In and out.
Kilo 8 Sarah Foxtrot Mark in and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Juliet November Hotel Doug and Rittman. In and out.
November 8 Delta Romeo Delta Don in Marshallville. In and out.
In and out.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Tango Mike Carry it Portage Lakes. In and out.
KG7 IRJ Paul in Nashville. In and out.
W8WKY.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, Nick in Akron, in and out.
All right, Nick sounds like a good place to stop there. This is W8WKY. All right, let me tell you who I picked up there. We got WB8VMW Jim. Thanks, Jim. KF8G Brian. NAWS Bill. KE8SFS Mark. KE8JNH Doug. NADRD Don. Then there was a scrambled signal. We'll get back to that in a second. We had W8CTM Carrie, KG7IRJ Paul, and KE8QKO Nick at Night. Good evening, Nick. Who did I miss in that group there? Who didn't I just call out that spoke their name?
KE8 IME David, Sterling, Ohio. In and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet John in Norton. In and out.
All right, I think we figured out what the crash was there. KE8IME and KE8YNJ. Got you guys in there. Thank you very much. Let's do another round of in and out check-ins only, please. W8WKY, I'm listening.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo WV3K. Phil at Canal Fulton. Good evening, Nick.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Hotel India KF8 AHI Mike Barberton. In and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8 TLB Randy and Rittman. Be in and out and 73. God bless.
right, let me grab it right there real quick. We had a Kilo Foxtrot 8, and then it went sideways. Could that KFN station please try again?
Yep. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha, Oscar, Delta, Justin, here in Barberton.
All right, was that KF8 AOD, QSL?
Roger, here in Barberton.
All right, we got you on the log there. We added WV3K, KF8 AHI, KE8TLB, and KF8 AOD. All right, that's it for the in and out check-ins tonight there, guys. Let's see who's sticking around to play trivia tonight. This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Hotel Golf, Doug in Norton.
Please copy. Echo 8, Uniform, India Bravo, E8 UIB, John in Massillon.
Kilo 8, here's Al Rickensville. Kilo 8, Echo Charlie, EPC Dustin.
All right, let me hold it up there, guys, real quick. I picked up KE8 VQX Joe, KE8 ZHG Doug, KE8 UIB John, KD8 EPC. I got you in there, Dustin. I was getting choppy signal there. There was a KE8 between John and Dustin. I just didn't get any of the suffix. You can come back with your call sign phonetically and alphabetically, please.
Kilo 8, here's Al Rickensville.
Okay, that's just chopping in and out for me. Real quick, A8CS, are you hearing that chop in and out as well?
Yeah, roger that. It is choppy, and I don't know who it is.
All right, you were a little choppy there too as well. Am I chopping, Gary?
No, not at all. And I'm as well. That would be okay. Back to you. AA8.
K8OPY. It sounds like somebody's keying up.
Yeah, it's just going.
All right, let's try that Kilo Echo 8 station one more time, please.
Kilo 6 Blue in Ville.
All right, I pieced it together that time. KE8 VZA Eric in Strongsville. All right, let's keep going and see if we can get this thing to work out. Somebody's going to get tired of doing it. This is W8WKY. Try again.
November Tango 8 Delta EAT Dave and Mosley.
Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray WO3X John in Cuyahoga Falls WO3X.
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Charlie Kilo KG4 SCK in Copley. Mark. Alpha 8, Mike, November Tango, Tom in Canton.
Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP, Jerry in Shreve. All right, I picked up NT8D there, WO3X, John, KG4SCK, Mark, K8MNT, Tom, KC8HDP, Jerry, and golly, I forgot to put you on the list there, Gary, so you're on the list as well. All right, since that was a little chopped up and weird, we're going to do one more round of check-ins, then we're going to go up to Eric for tonight's question. This is W8WKY, I'm listening.
Whiskey 8, Tango Bravo, Jeff in Wadsworth.
November 8, Echo India, Jason in Norton.
John in Fairlawn.
NADI, Jason in Norton.
Bravo 4, Alpha India Zulu. WB4 AIZ in Florida on Echolink, dragging it out.
Now, King Charles 8, Fox Queen Victor. King Charles 8, Fox Queen Victor.
Awesome. Everything seems to be back in order now. This is W8WKY. We picked up W8TV Jeff, NADI Jason, W2JLS John, WB4EIZ Chuckles down there in Florida, and KC8FQV Mark. That means it's a net. Mark's here. All right. That's what we got. Let's go up to Eric and get our trivia question for tonight. W8ELM, W8WKY. What do you got for us tonight, Eric?
W8WKY.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Good evening to everyone on what will soon be the first day of spring at 11:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It will officially be spring. It doesn't feel like it out there, but what the heck. All right, for the trivia tonight, the Latin motto, nullius in verba, is translated, take nobody's word for it. Again, the Latin motto, nullius in verba, is translated, take nobody's word for it. Your question for tonight, nullius in verba is the motto of which of the following entities? A, Alpha, United Press International, UPI. B, Bravo, the Libertarian Party. C, Charlie, SpaceX. D, Delta, the Royal Society. Or E, Echo, Thomas Alva Edison. I'll repeat those. Nullius in verba is the motto of which of the following entities? A, United Press International. B, the Libertarian Party. C, SpaceX. D, the Royal Society. Or E, Thomas Alva Edison. Thanks for running the net, Nick. Back to you from W8ELM.
W8ELM, W8WKY. Another fine trivia question from Eric tonight. Thank you very much. This is the W8WKY repeater. You're listening to the Sarah Club Net here every Tuesday night. And let's see who our first victim is tonight for trivia. That would be Joe. K8BQX. W8WKY. Joe, what's your answer to the trivia question tonight, and what do you got for the group?
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. Not sure how I wound up being first. I guess the choppy stuff at the beginning of the check-ins. But, man, all those answers really sound good. I'm just going to go with E, Echo, Edison. That sounds pretty good to me. Anyway, I'll give it back to you, and you can get on with it. So this is KE8VQX, back to net control.
KE8VQX, W8WKY. It's great talking to you this afternoon. We were out and about there. Joe, we'll have to do it again sometime, and we'll have to hook up on D-Star again soon, too. Get it clear with KE8VQX. Scott Doug, KE8ZHG in Norton. How are you tonight? What's your trivia question? And what do you have for the group?
Hi, Nick. I'm doing well. Thank you. KE8ZHG, Doug here. It's a pretty productive day today. I'm studying for the general exam, so I got a couple of hours studying in this morning. And I'm also about 7 weeks out on a hip replacement, so I'm going through physical therapy on that. I got my physical therapy in, and that went pretty well. And then the last thing I did is I'm learning how to wood carve, and I'm doing a wood carving of Wile E. Coyote. And in the wood carving, Wile E. is holding a serving platter, which appears to be a large roasted turkey on the pan. He's holding that with one hand, and then in the other hand, he's got a sign that says, "Got him." But spoiler alert, it's not a roasted turkey on the pan. And yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. But that's all I. KE8ZHG, back to net control.
KE8ZHD, W8WKY. All right there, Doug, that sounds like a good time. I got to ask you two things. How big is this wood carving of Wile E. Coyote? And did you give me an answer for the trivia question and I missed it? Or do you have an answer for the trivia question?
The wood carving is about 12 by 12 with some relief carving. And my answer is going to be number A. The reason I did Wile E. Coyote because I used to watch the Roadrunner all the time, and I always felt kind of disappointed that he went hungry and fell off a cliff and got blown up, and then never got the Coyote, or got the Roadrunner. So this is kind of my tribute to him.
All right, good deal, man. Well, welcome to the net. It's good to have you on board. I got your answer down for A tonight. That was UPI. All right. Good talking to you, Doug. We're going to clear with KE8ZHG. Next up, we got KE8UIB. John, how are you tonight? And what's your answer to the trivia question?
W8WKY from KE8UIB. Good evening, Nick, and everybody out there on the net. Oh, the trivia question. My mom's saying D, my dad's saying E, so I think I'll just go with B and take Bravo. We'll see where that lands. Oh, how am I doing? I definitely have had better days, that's for sure, Nick. Came home from work yesterday, ate dinner, everything was going all right, and all of a sudden I just got sick, and it's kind of all been downhill from there, and didn't get up this morning to make it to work. On the lighter side, I did get up tonight to make the net, so that's good. After I let go of the PT button here, I'm going to go back in my room and listen to it on the scanner, though. But with that, I hope everybody else is having a good night. And this is KE8UIB trying to live that $5 dream a nickel at a time. I'm going to hand this back over to Nick. 7-3, y'all. Good job with the net, Nick.
KE8UIB, WWKY. John, sounds like you had a rough day, but you're having a better evening. I hope you have a better tomorrow, buddy. We'll be listening for you tomorrow morning on the barometer net, that's for sure. Going to clear with KE8UIB. Next up, we got Eric up in Strongsville. KE8VZA, W8WKY. Let's see if the chop is gone on you there, Eric. And what's your answer to the trivia, and what do you got for the group tonight?
WK E8VZ, VZA. Sound.
You're chopping pretty hard, Eric. If you want to throw your answer out a couple of times, I'll be sure to get it.
I'll go Alpha. For my KE8 VZA. Net control.
Oh, man, I kept getting the same part of Alpha, but I pulled it out of there, Eric. Yeah, you're making a stretch tonight. I think something's amiss out there. And I know Jason's listening in and working on it. Thank you very much, NADI. We're going to clear with KE8 VZA. Let's go to Dustin up in Medina. Dustin, are you ready for a big day tomorrow? What's the answer to your trivia question tonight?
All right there, Nick. Well, good evening to you and everybody on the Club Net. Let's see, as far as trivia goes, I think I'm going to go with E tonight because I have no idea, so we're just going to take a guess there. Otherwise, for you, I know we're having some problems for what's going on, so we are ready tomorrow. Come check us out at 1 o'clock our time for the Boredom Breaker Net. Me and Nick run the first hour, Ray runs the second hour. And then the Beacon Net tomorrow night at 10 p.m., 9:30 for pre-checks. All right, Nick, thanks again. Have a great rest of the net, and we'll talk to you again there later. This is KD8EPC. Back over to W8WKY.
KD8EPC, W8WKY. It's great to hear you on the barometer net this morning, man. We got to get you up every morning for that. Speaking of the barometer net, next up we got the chief herder of the barometer net, NT8D, Dave. W8WKY. What do you got for us, Dave? What's the answer to the trivia question tonight?
W8WKY.
Oh, hi there, Nick and everybody else on the net tonight. I hope I'm not out. Just so you know, there's a little party sound on your signal there, Nick, that matches the drop on Eric's signal there, but you're dropping out. Like A, D, and E for the answers, so I'm randomly pick Alpha. Also, I've been so busy with musicals, I just have not been very radio recently. Just trying to keep my sleep and falling on other work. But I will plan the meeting on Thursday, hoping to see folks. And we'll see who gets elected or nominated for what. But that all sounds like fun and maybe a little bit of a circus. So happy month. Thanks to everybody who's working today. Back to you there, Nick, Katie, or WKY.
NT8D, W8WKY. Got most of that, Dave. You were chopping in and out, much like Eric. I did completely miss your trivia answer, though. I believe you went with A, but you should probably confirm that for me. QSL?
Roger. Alpha. I'm still getting the repetitive fart ear signals, probably the drop in my signal. Some kind of systematic problem. Back to you, NT8D.
NT8D, W8WKY. Thanks, Dave. I got you down for Alpha. We're just going to push on through this and see if we can get through it tonight. WO3X, W8WKY. What's your answer to the trivia, and what do you got for us tonight, John?
Good evening, Nick, and all on the net. This is WO3X. It was good meeting you at the Norse Fest there, and thanks for running the net this evening. Let me know if I'm chopping in and out also. Let's see, so I'm going to go with D Delta. That's D Delta. So I'll keep it short. So with that, back to the net. This is WO3X.
WO3X, W8WKY. There was a little bit in there, John, but we got every word you had to say tonight, so I got you down for Delta. Did you have anything else for the net since your signal's pretty strong? I know you usually do.
Well, I want to mention that I FT8 for the first time on Saturday evening, but it wasn't a standard message. It was the Breeze Shooters 10-meter ground wave contest, and so it was a little tricky, but I did manage to make 2 valid contacts. I only needed to make 1, but I made 2, so it worked out okay. There were 2 others that the thing didn't say 73, so I'm not counting those. So with that, back to the net, W8WKY, this is WO3X.
WO3X, W8WKY. Thank you, John, and good job. Good deal. We're going to clear with WO3X. Next up, we got Mark in the middle there, KG4SCK, W8WKY. Good evening, Mark. How you doing? What's the answer to the trivia question? And what do you got to share with us tonight?
W8WKY is KG4SCK. What have I got to share with you tonight? And the answer to the trivia question, yeah. The answer to the trivia question is Charlie. Well, at least I hope this is the 1 week that Charlie is the answer. But seeing as nobody's picked it, I'm picking it. I'm going with Charlie. Yeah. Let me see. What else have I got for you? I'm looking forward to everybody Thursday night. That's what I got for you. There you go. KG4SCK back to net.
KG4SCK, W8WKY. I'm looking forward to seeing all y'all Thursday night too there, Mark. You have a good night. Gonna clear with KG4SCK. Next up we got K8MNT. Let's see how Tom's signals sound, because he's usually throwing a bunch of wattage at us. K8MNT, W8WKY. Chance to the trivia question, and what else you got for us tonight, Tom?
KD8SLG is K88MNT. Well, good evening, Nick and everybody else on the off. You got a strong one in here, so, and it's not choppy. I know what's going on. It's not everybody. Just I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go with Thomas Edison. Don't know his what he or not, but he's one of my favorite characters in history. So I'm Thomas Edison on that. And just a QST on my part. You know, 7 old. So remember to please resume your normal functionality. But I'll hold on left 1 more second. And with that, I'm going to 3s, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy. Island. This is Kilo 8 Mike Tango, turning every back over stream of KD8SLG.
K8MNT, W8WKY. Got you down for E for Edison tonight there, Tom. You started out strong, but near the end we were barely getting anything at all. So maybe we try to keep them short tonight. K8MNT, W8WKY. We'll talk to you in the morning as well, Tom. Let's go down to Shreve, talk to Jerry. KC8HDP, W8WKY. What's your answer to trivia, and what do you got for us tonight, Jerry?
Well, good, Nick, and to everyone on. Thanks for doing the net, Nick. My answer is going to be Alpha. That's Alpha, Alpha, Alpha. And Casey, I'm cutting out as well. So I'll just here and turn it back to net. Hope to see everyone evening at the meeting. W8WKY net from KC8HDP73.
KC8HDP, W8WKY. Thank you, Jerry. I was listening to you on my input, so I got every word of that. Got you down for Alpha tonight, and look forward to seeing you Thursday night as well. Going to clear KC8HDP. Let's go up to President Gary, Alpha Alpha 8 Custom Select. Good evening, sir. What do you got for us, and what's your answer to the trivia question?
All right, Nick, good to be here this evening, as I mentioned. Another fabulous question from the master of trivia. Yeah, Eric has a way about it. I think I figured this out, though. I mean, just a little bit of logic. I think, I think I got a handle on it. First, the news organization, letter A, Alpha, they don't believe anybody. Or I'm sorry, I take that back. They believe everybody. So that couldn't possibly, the answer couldn't possibly be A. The Libertarian Party for B, no, can't be them either. It just can't be them because, well, the Libertarian Party, they wouldn't take anybody's word for it, but their motto would have to be something like take no prisoners or something along those lines. SpaceX is letter C, and as I've told everybody, you don't pick C when Eric's doing the trivia. You just don't do it. He's smarter than that. And let me just say that letter E, Edison, I'm not sure a person would have that as a motto. I think it would have to be an organization, which leaves D. That's the only one left. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with, and I'm sticking with it. I don't care. And don't fault me for my logic, please. Let's see. Let me grab a quick second. Keeping in the spirit of the week, I voted today. I did. Me and my lovely wife, we went to the polls. I figured, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot of reason to vote in the primary. However, there were a couple races that really needed some attention. So I went ahead and voted, and we'll vote Thursday. And again, I do want to remind everybody we will have an election on this Thursday. So, and a really good presentation. So I'm very excited about this meeting. Not a whole lot else going on at this juncture. It should be a great evening, and we're certainly looking forward to it. That's what I have, Nick. Thanks for doing the net today. I'll talk to you after the net a little bit. If you want me to pick up the barometer net tomorrow morning for you, if you think that might be a bit of a bridge too far, doing the barometer net Wednesday morning and your beacon net into the early evening, or the late evening, the early morning, I meant to say. Well, I can help you out with that. Anyway, that's all I have. Back to you, sir. This is, let's see, W8WKY. This is AA8CF.
AA8CS, W8WKY. Got you down for Delta. Boy, that was a bunch of logic there, Gary, and I'm looking forward to Thursday night as well. I voted today as well, my friend, so I went out and did my duty. As far as I know, Fred's got tomorrow morning, so I just did it this morning and tonight for him. But I'll be on standby if he's not around tomorrow morning. So no worries there, Gary. No worries. Anything else?
No, not really. And now that I'm thinking about it, he needed this morning and tonight. That's right. So I'm a day late and $1 short, and that's my norm. Anyway, back to you.
All right, Gary, thanks for that. We're going to clear with A8CS. Next up, we got W8TV. This is W8WKY. How are you tonight, Jeff? And what do you got for the net? And what's your answer to the trivia question?
Good evening, Nick, and all on the Sarah Tuesday Night Net. Well, I'm not sure who kidnapped Spring, but they need to bring her back. They need to take cranky old man Winter back to the home, feed him some green jello, and send him to bed. I'm ready for last week's weather again already. So I will make a quick comment on the sale of equipment from Zeke's estate. You should have noticed a couple of emails from Sarah Announce. The second of which has a link to the webpage that we posted just today showing the list of images and equipment, as well as a column indicating if it is sold already. So as members purchase items, I'll indicate it on the list. My other comment is that Sarah membership, it is Sarah membership renewal season, and I've been feverishly updating the roster. I want to thank all the new members for joining and all the members who have already renewed thus far. And if you haven't renewed yet, you can do it easily right from the w8wky.org website, as well as pay at that time or send a check to the treasurer or me. And you can find my address on the Sarah site or on QRZ under W8TV. As far as the trivia, I think I'm going to go the same way as Gary. UPI, nope, they're doing things to the masses, so they're not going to deal with Latin, Libertarian Party, kind of the same thing. SpaceX, that's too old for them. Thomas Edison, if he did say it, he probably borrowed it from somebody first. So I am also going to go with D Delta for the trivia. Look forward to seeing everyone at the meeting Thursday. And with that, I'll send it back to W8WKY in the group from W8TV.
W8TV, W8WKY. I'm still cleaning up the soda I spit out my nose when you talked about green jello there, Jeff. Looking forward to seeing you Thursday night as well. And yes, dudes, do's or do. That's my tagline for that one, Jeff. All right, we're going to clear with W8TV. Next up, we have N8EI. And maybe Jason can fill us in a little bit on what he thinks going on with the chattering signals there. N8EI, W8WKY, giving you a little space, Jason.
Well, it's helpful if I actually come in on the input of input of the repeater properly, but. Good evening, everybody. N8EI here. On the trivia question, you can also put me down for D. I'll jump on the bandwagon of D there, but I do think that is the right answer. Yeah, there's something sitting out there. It's actually, I can hear it on the input on almost everybody's signal. The only people I don't hear it on, it is very, very strong signals that are relatively close to me. There's a beacon noise, or, well, I don't know, not a beacon per se, but it's something almost sounds like a capture effect that's going on and off, almost like a blinking light, like a light blinking on and off, something like that. It's very regular. What it's doing is it's wiping out the CTCSS decode just for a fraction of a second on the repeater controller on the weaker signals. And the way and there's no, I don't have a hold timer for the CTCSS, so as soon as that drops away, the audio input path closes. So on some people it sounds like that growling noise. On other people it sounds like they're dropping out of the repeater, although it vanished about 3 minutes ago in the middle of Gary's transmission. So hopefully maybe it's just something broken or something weird, and not anything more than that. So we'll just push on through her. So, all right, see everybody on Thursday. N8EI, back to net.
N80I, W8WKY. Thank you very much, Jason. Real-time tech stuff going on. That's awesome. Got you down for Delta tonight. Seems to have taken over there. So we're going to clear with N80I, who I'm looking forward to seeing Thursday night as well. And next up, we have my brother from another mother, W2JLS. Good evening, John. How are you? And what's your answer to the trivia question tonight?
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee via Nick, KD8 SLG. This is W2JLS. Thanks for having me tonight, and good evening on your ears, everyone. Hopefully I don't have the that interesting noise going on my signal. Jason, I love that explanation. That's spectacular. We're lucky to have Jason. I'm going to go with the Royal Society on this one. It sounds like something an empirical scientist might say. Anyway, thanks, Eric, for the question. That's a pretty cool question. Anyway, just in case my signal sucks, I'll share just one thing. I had dinner tonight out at P.F. Chang's, and one of the things I really enjoy in there, it's kind of one of those things you might not leap to, but it's really good. Their eggplant stir fry. I get mine with brown rice. It's one of those things on the vegetarian list that I think probably a lot of people wouldn't think to order, but I'm never let down with that. It's spectacular. Yum, yum. Anyway, W2JLS, back to net control.
W8WKY.
W2JLS, W8WKY. I got you down for Delta, John, and your transmission was perfect there, my friend, so no worries there. Eggplant's not at the top of my choice list, so just saying. But hey, you eat it all you want. John, we got to catch up soon, man. I'm going to clear a W2JLS. Next up, we got WB4AIZ, Chuck down in Florida. We'll see if he's still with us. WB4AIZ, W8WKY. Good evening, Chuck. What's your answer to the trivia question, and what do you got for the group? WB4AIZ, this is KD8. This is W8WKY. I owe John a nickel. WB4AIZ, are you still out there, Chuck?
All right, check in. I got to get to another net over in Pittsburgh area. But we'll see you tomorrow night. Be looking for that young lady. WB4AIZ, no questions.
WB4AIZ, W8WKY. I talked over you there for a second, Chuck. And, yeah, look forward to talking to you tomorrow night. But did you have an answer for the trivia question tonight? I missed it if you did.
Negative. I have no idea. Back to that.
All right, Chuck, we'll talk to you tomorrow night. We're going to clear with WB4AIZ. And next up, we got Mark, Northern Mark, KC8FQV, W8WKY. Mark, what's your answer to the trivia question, and what do you want to share with us tonight?
Well, KC8FQV, I'm going to take a wild guess and just say A. I don't want to go with C. And, well, tonight, I dialed in with the other phone to the Air Oklahoma group. I was surprised how fast they got done. And then I dialed in there with the phone, and I used the old phone because DB switch was on it, finally programmed 2 of the stations into it. So I'm coming in with that one. I didn't have to do a tongue, tail, bite, twister to go in between 2. Had one on the phone and one on the DB switch. But had dinner tonight, did voting, and ordered the things at one restaurant, picked it up, ordered some drinks at the other place, and then came home and stopped and got milk too. All cashless. Yeah, never had cash, just used plastic and punch keys on the phone and computers, so back it comes, KCFQV.
KC8FQV, W8WKY, all right there, Mark, you're out there living large. Good to hear from you, Mark. K5CFY, you're next on the list, but you weren't here to hear the question, so let's go back up to W8ELM real quick. Eric, if you could read the question for Ray and anybody else who's out there who's about to check in, I would appreciate it very much. W8ELM, W8WKY.
W8WKY from W8ELM. The question for tonight, the Latin motto, nullius in verba, is translated, take nobody's word for it. That's take nobody's word for it. And the question is, nullius in verba, or take nobody's word for it, is the motto of which of the following entities? A, United Press International. B, the Libertarian Party. C, SpaceX. D, the Royal Society. Or E, Thomas Alva Edison. Back to net.
W8ELM, W8WKY. Thank you very much, Eric. Let's go out to Tulsa and talk to Ray. K5CFY. How are you, Ray? What's your answer to the trivia question, and what do you got for your other club tonight?
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. This is keep 5 cents for yourself. Anyway, Nick, thanks for running the net. Got you this morning early, and I got you again tonight. Our net went a little short, but anyway, it gives me time to jump over here to my other club. And man, after listening to Gary's thinking on all that, I'm going to go with D Delta. So anyway, thanks for running that, Nick, and we'll give it back to you. W8WKY, this is K5CFY. Back to you.
K5CFY, this is W8WKY. I'll get to spend a few hours with you tomorrow afternoon, too, Ray. People will talk. Get it clear with K5CFY. Keep 5 cents for yourself. Talk to you in the morning there, Ray. Ray, it's the bottom of the list. Anybody else out there want to get in on the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Club Net and answer the trivia question? Now's your chance. This is W8WKY. I'm listening.
Kilo Charlie 5 Romeo Bravo Golf KC5 RBG Shannon and Tulsa.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo WV3K Phil and Canal Fulton.
All right, we picked up 2 there. We got Shannon out in Tulsa, KC5RBG, and we got a recheck there from WV3K, Phil. Phil, I'm going to grab you real quick. What do you got for us there, Phil? Do you want to answer the question? Is that why you check back in? And what else you got for the group tonight?
Answer to both of your questions. I number one, as far as choosing an answer for Eric's question, that's a pretty heavy-duty question considering my ignorance towards that kind of feature. So I'm gonna hang on to the cabbage wagon and just go ahead with what a few others have pulled up as far as making a selection, whether they have the right answer or not, and go with Delta. I also have a call that will be coming through here shortly from the emergency room clinic for Quasar, so I'm going to spend some time with him tonight again, as I did yesterday. Got to spend about 5.5 hours with him and paid a bill that's not enough, but it's enough to satisfy the clinic until they get finished working with him. So, and not certain just exactly when he's going to be let loose or to come home. So anyway, it's been a full day and a full night yesterday. I was really tired. I'm surprised that I'm still up, but I don't want to miss the call when it comes through. So with that, Nick, I'm going to pass it over back to you. Thank you. You're doing a wonderful job as always, and I mean always because you do. And grateful Gary and Jeff are out there helping us with the concerns that are with the club and helping those that have needs. That is precious, and I'm glad that we're helping for Zeke's wife. I am so sorry about that. When I heard that, that was pretty hard to take. Known him for a good while. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and clear. And thank you for taking my check-in. I appreciate that. So 73 to all, God bless, much love from us to you, and to all those that are on the net, and for those that may not be able to get on the net. So take care and God bless to all. WV3K, back to net control.
W8WKY.
WV3K, W8WKY. Well, all my best there to Quasar. I hope he's feeling better. And we'll talk later on there, Phil. Going to clear WV3K. Let's go out to Shannon in Tulsa, KC5RBG. How's Shannon tonight, and what's your answer to the trivia?
Hello there, Nick, KC5, Real Big Guns. Well, today's been a nice, lazy day, and I like it like that, really. I fixed a little bit of lasagna for lunch and sprinkled some crushed red pepper over it. It turned out perfect. And sat down and watched one of my movies, which was 47 Ronin. Had Keanu Reeves in it, one of my favorite actors. And it was just really nice to sit back and relax and catch a movie. For trivia, of course, it's going to be the great state of Oklahoma, but behind that, I think I'm going to do Echo for Edison. I think it's definitely an individual saying, because I don't trust very many people. And I could see that coming from an individual, so I'm going to say that. And hope you're having a good day there, my friend, and look forward to tomorrow. This is Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns. God bless, and 73. Back to net control.
KC5RBG, WWKY. You caught me off guard there with the great state of Oklahoma, Shannon. I wasn't thinking about it since this isn't the beacon net. So I got you for great state of Oklahoma, and I got you for Edison. And as Jeff said earlier, Edison probably stole it from someone. All right, Shannon's the bottom of my list. I'm going to do one last call here, then we're going to go to Eric and get the answer for tonight. Last call for the net tonight. This is W8WKY. I'm listening. Ooh-wee, there we go. No calls for last call, so it's back to Eric for the answer tonight. Eric, I did answer D. I followed Gary's logic there, and man, there's nothing else left for me to say tonight, so I'm going to hand it over to you. W8ELM, W8WKY, take it away.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Well, Abraham Lincoln said you can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool Gary, AA8CS, Jeff, W8TB, Jason, N8EI, John, W2JLS, Ray, K5CFY, or Phil, WV3K, or just Nick. So the correct answer was D, and I'm going to get a little bit of time here. The motto of United Press International is get it first, but first get it right. The Libertarian Party is the party of principle. SpaceX. At SpaceX, tomorrow is today. And the Royal Society, which originally was called the Royal Society of London for Improving Natural Knowledge, is the correct answer tonight. Their motto is Nullius in Verba. And Thomas Edison, I don't have a motto for him exactly, but he is rather famous for the saying, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. I want to thank everybody for participating tonight, and I'm going to turn it back to you, Nick, W8WKY from W8ELM.
Thank you, LT. W8ELM from W8WKY. Another fine question tonight, Eric, and another fine explanation. It's actually the explanations that make them better. So there you go. But you already knew that. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank everybody who was here tonight, and looking forward to seeing a bunch of you there Thursday night. As Gary says in the morning, it is your participation that keeps the nets alive, so keep coming back. I'd like to remind everybody that the WatchNet started 2 minutes ago down on the Millersburg repeater with Charlie, KB8PXM. That's the KD8GQ repeater, 146670 PL71.9 negative offset. Stop by and say hi to Charlie. It's a good time. Don't forget the barometer net every morning at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., except for Sundays, because that's a godly day. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll have the Boredom Breaker net from 1 till 3. Dustin's got the first hour. Ray has the second hour. Stop on by. We'll be linked up for that. And don't forget the Beacon net tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Early check-ins start at 9:30 with yours truly. It's been a pleasure. It's great talking to everybody. This net is secure at 902. That's 102 UTC. And I'll talk to you all later. Return the repeater to customary amateur use. I return W8WKY to the repeater. This is KD8SLG. I'm clear.
KD2HCE with an in and out just in time, hopefully.
KD2HCE, KD8SLG. I threw you on the list there, Chris. No worries. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Nick. Still running the 40-meter net if you want to stop by. KD2HCE, QSY, 40 meters.
W8WKY. W8WKY, repeater PL1 14.8. W8WKY. 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 Repeater PL1 14.8.